The plane shook violently, thunder roared outside. Lightning flashed, momentarily illuminating the terrified faces of the passengers. Among them, a young couple clutched their baby boy close. Then, with a sickening lurch, the plane plummeted towards the earth. The crash was deafening. Metal screamed against the forest canopy. Fire erupted, consuming everything in its path. Miraculously, amidst the burning wreckage, a small bundle lay untouched. Inside, the baby boy, amazingly unharmed, slept peacefully, unaware of the tragedy that had unfolded around him. Night fell, and the forest came alive with sound. The air grew cold. A pack of wolves, drawn by the scent of smoke and chaos, approached the wreckage cautiously. The laid wolf, a she-wolf with intelligent eyes, discovered the baby amongst the debris. She nudged the bundle gently with her nose, her maternal instincts stirring. The she-wolf, driven by an unknown force, carried the baby back to her den. Her pups, initially wary of the strange new scent, soon accepted the human child into their midst. They huddled together for warmth, sharing their food and their games. The boy, whom the wolves called Sky, became one of their own. As Sky grew, the forest became his playground, the wolves his family. He learned to hunt and forage alongside his siblings, his senses sharpening, his instincts taking over. He navigated the dense undergrowth with ease, climbed the tallest trees with confidence. He understood the language of the birds and spoke to the owls in the dead of night. The forest, in all its untamed glory, became his home, his sanctuary. He wrestled with bear cubs under the watchful eyes of their mothers, swam in hidden waterfalls with otters as companions. He learned the medicinal properties of plants from the deer and the secrets of the stars from the owls. The forest, in its infinite wisdom, embraced him as its own, nurturing him, teaching him, shaping him into something unique, something extraordinary. Years turned into a blur of seasons. Sky, no longer a helpless infant, blossomed into a strong and agile young man. His senses were keen, his reflexes lightning fast. He could anticipate the changing weather patterns, track a deer through the densest forest, and speak the language of every creature that inhabited his domain. He had traded his soft baby skin for a coat of tan, his laughter echoing through the trees as he raced with the wolves, his eyes mirroring the wisdom of the ancient oaks. He was as much a part of the forest as the trees and the rivers, the animals his kin, the whispers of the wind his constant companion. But even as he embraced his wild existence, the memory of the crash of the world beyond the trees lingered in the recesses of his mind, a faint echo of a life he no longer remembered. He would often stare at the distant sky, the place from where he had fallen, wondering about his origins, about the life that had been snatched away from him. One day, the peace of the forest was shattered. The air, usually filled with the scent of pine and damp earth, was tainted with the acrid smell of smoke. The animals, usually so carefree, were agitated, their movements frantic. Sky, his senses on high alert, knew something was wrong. He climbed to the highest branches of a towering oak, his keen eyesight scanning the horizon. In the distance, he saw them, men with axes, their faces grim, their intentions clear. They were encroaching upon his home, their greed a threat to the delicate balance of his world. Rage, primal and fierce, surged through him. These were not the gentle humans he occasionally encountered at the fringes of the forest. These were invaders, destroyers, and he would defend his home with every fiber of his being. The forest was his family, and he would be its shield, its protector, its warrior king.